Hello YouTube, Devin here again. Now, first thing you're going to notice is that there's a lot of stuff on screen, way more than normal. And that's because this video isn't really going to be on a helmet per se. It's going to be on one of my preferences. Now, you've probably heard, if you've watched any of my videos before, any of the videos especially where I make a comparison to the ACH, or perhaps just my ACH video. Where I talk to you about how much I hate the ACH pads and stuff like that. And that's just my opinion. Again, feel free to leave a comment if you think otherwise. But I'm gonna tell you how I normally wear a helmet, how I normally run my setup, so you guys can understand what what I do when I get a feel for it. And I encourage you to try this a lot because I'm gonna go over some of the benefits and stuff of that when I do this. So when I explain it all out to you now both the helmets I have on screen for you here. This first one is just a hat. It's a Canadian combat hat, and it's pretty much like a baseball cap. You could see the visor in there, but it has a brim sewn on it like a boonie hat, and it has a neck flap and ear flap that comes down. This is a Canadian standard combat hat from like the 90s. They're very durable, very comfortable. It's pretty much a short brimmed boonie hat though, and it's known in Canadian forces as the Robin Hood because a lot of people wear it like this. So this is probably my favorite hat to wear when I'm wearing a helmet. And now, yes, I wear them both at the same time. I wear usually a patrol cap. It depends on what I'm usually when I'm like airsofting and stuff like that. I don't get out airsofting as much anymore, but when I did go out airsofting, I would normally wear a hat underneath my helmet, and it would usually be a boonie hat. So sometimes it'd be a patrol cap. It would all depend on what I'm doing. But both of the helmets you see here have suspension type liners in them. So this is your kind of M1. This is a triple bailed M1 though, so it's a little bit more stable than your standard M1. And this is a helmet that has yet to make one of my videos yet, but this is a Canadian CG634. So as you can see, they have suspension type liners, and I like those a lot better for my personal preference because I like to wear a hat underneath my helmet. Now, this all started with my father. He was in the Canadian Special Forces for a long time, and he would wear a hat under his helmet all the time too. So it has a number of benefits. First of all, I'm sure you guys know, any of you who have owned a helmet or private purchased a helmet or anything, know that they are expensive, and maintenance on them is expensive, okay? What the hat is going to do, wearing a hat under your helmet, is going to help protect your helmet liner and suspension from the acidity and the corrosiveness of the oils and the sweat that are on and in your skin, okay? It's going to keep your helmet from stinking as much. It's going to keep it from being a bacteria breeding ground, and it's going to keep your helmet in a lot nicer shape for a lot longer. It's also going to provide sweat absorption. It's going to provide moisture wicking abilities. It's going to give you a little bit extra padding too. So, as well as, especially if you have like what I like to do and wear like a boonie hat under your helmet, they can stick out a little bit past under the helmet and give you a little bit more sun protection, as well as keeping the sun out of your eyes. So those are just some of the benefits to wearing a hat under your helmet. Now, in the summer, it does add a little bit more heat. It is a little bit more weight, but that's my personal preference. Again, I like to wear a hat under my helmet just for sweat absorption and stuff. Keeps my helmet from getting that funk, like I'm sure all of you veterans have smelt before in your helmets. So you know what I'm talking about when your helmet takes on that certain kind of moist, moldy, kind of rotten, sweaty body odor smell. So this is just kind of helps prevent that, wearing a hat under your helmet. Now, you look kind of retarded when you do it, not gonna lie. It does make you look a little weird, but I encourage you all to try it if you haven't yet. Now, I know most helmets aren't meant to be worn with hats, okay? But the reason I also like the suspension is because you can adjust it so you have a little bit more room under your hat, whereas I tend to not like the ACH pads, again, because I like to wear a hat underneath my helmet. So you can get liners that are a little bit thinner than the standard Zap pads, and then it's not so bad, but I like the suspension because it gives you a little bit more airflow, and it allows me to make room for my hat underneath my helmet, which allows me to keep my helmet nicer and everything like that. So this is just a quick video to explain to you guys how I like to run my setup and stuff like that and everything. And I encourage you guys to try it, especially if you have like an old M1 or something like that. You can see pictures of soldiers doing this as well. So I'm not the only one historically that's done it, but I haven't seen anyone in the modern era do it. So I'm just wondering, I guess, if there's anyone else out there who does this or has thought about doing this or has tried this. I mean, I understand in the winter, the U.S. will wear watch caps and balaclavas and stuff under the helmet, and the Russians wear balaclavas and hats and stuff under their helmet. But I mean, just like in the summer, wearing like a patrol cap or a boonie hat underneath your helmet. I recommend you guys try that, and let me know what your opinions are on something like this. If you have any counter arguments or anything, I understand that obviously you'll regulate temperature a little bit more and stuff like that, but all in all, I think it's a very smart option. So I wanted to get this video out there as just kind of one of my preferences, and so hopefully you can understand where I come from in this, if you haven't tried it. So please let me know what you think. I'd very much like to know what you think, or if there's anything else you would like to see or know, or if you have any questions about doing this. I'll try my best to answer any questions like that. But yeah, so I'm just throwing this out there kind of as like a public service announcement, as well as like a question for my audience to see if this is something you guys have tried or experienced, because I haven't seen anyone else do it. I'm wondering if anyone else does it really, which is why I put this video out. So I will leave this video here then. Hopefully you like this video, and you leave a comment with any input to this argument. I'd kind of like to take a poll to see if you would like to see more people wearing hats under their helmets, or if you have tried it and what your opinion is on it and stuff like that. And I would very much appreciate any input you have on this. So I will leave this video here. Please leave a comment. I really want to get your input. And hopefully if you're new to the channel, you subscribe. I have a lot of helmet information. I'm going to do some equipment videos and stuff like that. And later I'm going to put up a very, very, very special video for you guys. And hopefully you enjoy that one a lot, because there's pretty much nothing out there on this helmet. It's so new. So I'll leave it here, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.